Alexa, raise volume by 4. What's up? Look at the mess my dog's left. I got toys on the floor. Mail's going out tomorrow, so everyone that's expecting anything from the bear, mail's going out tomorrow. I'm doing it myself, which means Mama Bear's doing it. Raiders! We beat the Chiefs. Go ahead and go into the Chiefs, the Super Bowl, you Chiefs. We don't care anymore. Let's go. Hey, everybody. Good evening. 2. Oh, no. I don't have my coffee. What the heck? Oh, man. I'm so discombobulated right now. Woo! Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah. That fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! The R8RBEAR! R8RBEAR! All right. I'm pulling my ear things out, and my dog's toys are out, and my stuff's not put away. What's up with that? That's what I was saying, George. I mean, come on, George. What's up with that? Getting ready to do my knuckles. So when I put my fist together like that, it's going to say Raiders with a hyphen. So watch for that. Coming soon. New tattoo. R8RBEAR. Alexa, pause. I feel like I'm not the only one doing my show now. I feel like it's me and Alexa getting things done. Oh, there we go. Wait a minute. Oh, this is what my shirts look like. Bear! I'm advertising, sort of. Okay. I had to get my phone out here because I saw something internet-wise that interested me today. And we're going to talk about that and many other things. But first, tradish! R8RBEAR Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to George Prieto, who is, grade A with your boy. Okay. I'll just say it again because I told George that I'll always do this. And I meant it when I said it. George saw me. I was doing my stand-up kind of thing when I was doing Raider Nation Explosion. And I was the host, and there was a bottle of tequila that was won. And I was like, man, if you guys don't come up here and get this bottle of tequila, the bear might keep it. And I had the whole crowd cracking up. And then George comes over and goes, yeah, that's mine. And I said, okay, I gave it to him. So later on in the show, I don't know how much longer it was, but a little bit longer on into the show, he saw me walking around, signing autographs, taking pictures, doing all that stuff. R8RBEAR. And so he walked over and he said, hey, man, I want to give you this. And I was like, what? And he gives me this whole bottle of tequila. It was dope. Appreciate you, brother. Second place, silver medal. Okay, come on, guys. We got to put an end to this, okay? John LeJoy. All I can hold hope on is that I'm saying his name wrong. He is a Niner fan and host of his own show. Check him out. John LeJoy is a good dude. Third place, my bronze medal goes to Joel Ayers, who happened to have inspired me into getting my own Frenchie because he has a dope little black Frenchie and I have a dope little black Frenchie. So we're like dog bros. Fourth place, Jesse Parker. Tonight's first place on YouTube, Carlos Magana. Carlos, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you on Raider Bear and on YouTube. That's my guy right there. Right? Dog mess is the best. Marcus Atchison, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. Miguel Garcia in the 559 checking in. Appreciate that. George, you know what? I will send you something. Give me a minute and then I'll get your address and we'll do that. I owe you for the bottle. Jim Vanderlyn Bear. Robert Cortez, what's the 411, son? Well, Robert, nice bike. What's the 411? Well, the Raiders have, I have it right here. Hold on. I actually took up these stats early on. We're estimated to have a little over $52 million in cap space going into this next draft. 52.4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. $0.4 million. That's a lot of jack. Okay. Now that means we can do a lot in free agency. We can sign people and make sure, our rookies and get them signed early and so on and so forth. And so that's pretty cool. It's even been estimated we're going to take about a $28 million hit off of Jimmy Garoppolo when we let him go in payments. And it's just crazy. He fleeced us good. You know what I mean? That's all Josh McDaniels' fault. He just, I think he wanted to get him his retirement plan in place. Come on, I'm going to sign you with the Raiders. You don't have to do anything. And then after a year, you can leave and you'll have this incredible severance package. Whenever people say to me, what do you have against Mark Davis? That isn't that enough? I mean, he's so stupid. Raiders! I'm sorry, but he is. Whenever we say Mark Davis's name, I said it, I just get pissed. Marcus Atchison. Marcos appreciates the love. Marcus, I appreciate the love on the stars. And that reminds me to remind all of you, because I do this for the show and I do it for the sake of Raider Nation. So there are times I go the whole show, I don't even mention this, but consider a subscription to Raider Bear Consider a subscription to Raider Bear family page. It's just $5 a month and you can cancel at any time, but you won't want to because we do lots of special things for our supporters and only those supporters. And we really appreciate you. Much love, Raider Bear family, Mama Bear family. Okay. Appreciate you, Marcus. Bob Standard said, Bear, what's up, Bob? Bob, did you see what I wrote about your wife? It was so funny. She ripped me on this like stuffed pickle thing. And I went on there and I said, Bob, stop using your wife's account, okay, to mess with the bear, okay? I know it's you, Bob. To those who are watching, Bob has a wife that just looks like a ladybug. She's the sweetest little thing ever. And now she's starting to rip the bear. I'm like, wait a minute. You can't do that. You're cute and adorable. Shane Street, that's my guy right there. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the hat love. Antoinette Canchola, what's up? Welcome to the show. Travis Kelly got bear, but he's got the mascot bear. So yeah, I always put foots into Mark. I put foots in him because we're taking a bath on this Garoppolo deal, but it's not quite as bad as you might think. It's mostly dead money. And then they said, and it's already, data's already passed, but they said, I think if they delete his contract before June, it doesn't post for the next 2 seasons. So we would have a little bit of a cush where we could take care of that. Matthew Lincoln, what's up? Welcome to the show. Who's my all-time favorite of all-time Raider player? God, there's so many, bro. I mean, it's just every time I'm asked this, I like fall back and go, I mean, honestly, I really liked Bo Jackson. For me, it's always been Bo Jackson. I love the way that Ronnie Lott played for us, even though he was only there a couple seasons and it was toward the end of his career. I didn't care. I mean, that guy, he was amazing. You could just tell he still had time left right when he joined our team. He was socking people and I just loved that. And then, I mean, this might sound strange to you because I'm not reaching back into the past, but Marshawn Lynch, I love Marshawn Lynch, man. And then when he did the dance and he was throwing his dreads around in Oakland, I mean, That was it for me. That's my guy. Denton Rhodes, Space Force, George A. Zaragoza, Bear, Calexo, California now. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hi, Tommy. What's up, little buddy? You better have gotten your homework done. I know your mom lets you slack on that every once in a while. You get your homework done before you come watch my show, or you miss my show. Amik Robertson seems to be saving farewell to the nation. John, okay, I'm not going to insult the man. I like Amik Robertson. He's an overachiever. He's basically like Hunter Renfrow on the defense. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a dad body, but like Hunter, but he's just sort of good. You know what I mean? He's not great and he's not bad. He's somewhere in the middle. And so I understand the letting go of Amik Robertson. To me, it was overdue. He didn't play so well that we should have looked past other free agents and things like that. Not to mention, I know Sam Webb is just itching to get out there and play. And I like Sam Webb better. So everyone gets a check. R8RBEAR for ownership of the Raiders. Matthew Lincoln, honestly, the first thing I would do is I would lock down either Antonio Pierce, because I'll be honest with you, that's from within the locker room hire. I like the idea of it from within the locker room hire. I do think this is the Bisaccia effect, as it was last time, where we fall in love with a guy, not only just Raider Nation and the players, but all of us together. We're like, oh no, give Bisaccia the job. And he didn't do it. Now, I honestly credited Mark Davis for that, because Bisaccia would have been going into a position with no experience whatsoever. That's why, honestly, when Bisaccia kind of turned it down, the idea of it, I was impressed, because he knew in his heart he didn't have any business being a head coach for anybody. Not really. You know what I mean? He, not to say he doesn't know football. He knows football, but he doesn't know head coaching in the NFL football. There's a big difference. You know what I mean? For example, time management gets affected drastically by coaches when they call timeouts at certain times. It can affect the outcome of a game. You got to know those things, and you don't when you've been nothing more than a high school grade coach. Greetings, R8RBEAR. Everything this year was the fault of McMoron. We're putting it all on McMoron. I like that. Hey, Bear, what's the word on John Gruden emails being heard yesterday and today in Nevada State Court? Do you think the proceedings will implement any other owners implicate is what I think you meant to say there. Will it implicate any other owners or coaches? Okay, first, yes, but the difference is you won't find out about it. You'll never hear about it. Unless you watch court TV, you're never going to hear about it, because the NFL doesn't want it talked about. The Raiders for damn sure don't want to talk about it, because if they do, they'll get that much more busted by the NFL and the Players Association, because we already think that Roger Goodell was the leak of John Gruden's emails. So if they think Roger Goodell was the leak of John Gruden's emails, now if a second incident happens, it's just going to be, oh, look, they're doing it again. You know what I mean? Trying to affect the media and the fans' awareness of this so that it benefits football, which is just dirty. You know what I mean? But I don't know that I believe he did that. You know what I mean? I think that's a huge risk to take. And I'm just surprised that a guy like Goodell, who's been around as long as he has, would risk his, piggy bank on this, because the NFL, the second they're able to prove anything about Roger Goodell, they'll fire him and make him the scapegoat. You know what I mean? But we'll see. But right now, I think Gruden is winning. I think he's winning big. I didn't think he would win. I'll admit that now. I did not think he would win. I thought this would have gone away, months ago. But instead, it's gotten bigger because he has proof. He has a good lawyer, and because he's not just going after Goodell, he's going after the league. Mark Davis equals fart noises. George A. Zaragoza is winning tonight. Anna Diaz Rincon, what's up, girl? Always there for a R8RBEAR. All right, so I was looking up I was looking at our priorities today, and I was kind of looking up other pages and seeing what they thought, and I came up with this list: biggest weaknesses of the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, and I'm going to start from 5 down. Instead of giving you number 1, I'm going to work from 5 down. So number 5 is interior defender. Now, I agree with this, because Jenkins, although he was very good for us, the guy we brought in from the Dolphins, guys who play that position always get hurt eventually. And when they get hurt, it's hard to get right again, because it's usually their legs that get hurt. You notice that? I mean, with these bigger guys, it's always ankles and knees and hamstrings, things like that. So we do need greater depth at interior defender, but I understand why that was ranked number 5. Number 4, edge defender. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that's more important than 4th place, but edge defender, in other words, edge tacking the quarterback, trying to get sacks, that Jonathan Taylor kind of position. It's saying we lack it or 4th. I don't know if I agree with that. Okay, 3rd, cornerback. I do agree with that. We do need greater depth at cornerback. I think that's why Amik Robertson's getting released. We just need the position open. And in all honesty, I want to remind everyone, Sam Webb is someone, I'm just going to keep saying it. I want everyone to remember this. Sam Webb is someone that I immediately said, if that guy can stay healthy, he will kill it in the NFL. And then he couldn't stay healthy. So now he's back. He's going to make it to, I know he's healthy now. He's getting ready to make it back to, getting ready for the team's OTAs and preseason and things like that. But if he can make the team and he can stay healthy, you guys are going to really like Sam Webb. I promise you. Okay. Number 2, right tackle. Again, I agree completely. Right tackle is this important. I would have maybe put right tackle at number 1, but they have it at number 2. So I'll just say that. After watching Thayer Mumford play at left tackle, I'm like, damn. I mean, we lost our starter, but damn, I mean, that guy can play, man. Mumford can play. I mean, I would consider moving him to the right side and just leave him alone. Let him build up his confidence at that position, because usually when you can play left tackle, it is very different from right tackle because you're attacking from a different shoulder. That means your back leg is different. In this instance, it would be your back right leg. In this instance, it would be your back left leg. So we have to note, will he be comfortable? Can he move like that backward and prepare and be in position and still play as well as he showed on left tackle? Because when our starter went down and we put Thayer Mumford in, he just shut everyone down. I mean, it was a beautiful thing. Our quarterback was catching pressure, but it was almost always from the right tackle position. So we got to do something there. Okay, and last but not least, number 1 decision that the Raiders need to make is quarterback. Now, I really like AOC. I'm just going to tell everyone now, I still am supporting AOC. But if they go out there and make a Jaden Daniels kind of move from LSU, and I've had a lot of people asking me about Jaden McDaniels or Jaden Daniels, excuse me. And I got to say, he's a physical phenom. I like him better than Caleb now after watching more tape of him. I think, though, that he also, like a kid, he has a couple things he has to fix. I can feel people in my audience right now going, what? He's not the best quarterback. He has to work on this and this, Bear. I'm not saying he doesn't have flaws. They all have flaws. But I do think that that's someone, if we look at him and make that move, that could be beneficial to the Raiders. And it might cost us having AOC, because he knows what he is now. He's already confident that he can be a starter in the NFL. He did it in a hurricane of problems and distractions with the Raiders. What would he do with a normal preseason, a normal, camp, and then get out there next season to start with the team? I think he could kill it. I really do. But if you bring in Jaden Daniels, he loses his opportunity, because you can't pay Jaden Daniels a huge rookie deal and then also pay AOC, and you're paying Garoppolo. God, I hate that guy. And so, yeah. Jim Vanderlyn, Bear, Belichick has been let go, and I hate asking this, but do you think there's a chance that Davis would do something stupid? Honestly, I was talking about the fact that the Raiders are already asking for an interview with Mike Vrabel. I like Mike Vrabel, and I know I'm going to shake some people on my show with this one, but if it's between AP and Mike Vrabel, I can't pick him if I can't say his name. Raiders! I like Mike Vrabel, man. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough one. I like what Antonio Pierce has shown, but with Mike Vrabel, there's an additional component to it to me that's makes him a little bit more exciting to me, and it's this. If any of us were to be asked, how do we feel AP will handle the team once he becomes, the head guy? Well, okay, he's a former player, right? Has a lot of experience, has worked in the league as a coach, and now we want to potentially give Antonio the head coaching position. Okay, so we are seeing that a guy who was a former player can be more than just a former player and mentally can come in, learn and design plays and defenses and really bring everything together and be a true head coach. I think Mike Vrabel has not only already shown that, but he's already shown it that he could do it with inferior personnel. I mean, other than the running back on the Titans, who can you name? I can't name anyone. They don't really have anyone, that's ultra famous on offense or defense, really, except for Travis Henry, and he's retiring. And so basically, with only a running game and a defense, Mike Vrabel was winning and getting into the, nearly into the playoffs and things. I really like that guy. I really do. When you see him coach, when you hear about other people talking about him throughout the league, they love the guy. Antoinette said, "I'm good, just settling in my new home 2024. And how have you been?" Mama Bear, you know what? If she probably will come in before the show's over. Did the Patriots die? The cheaters are completely disassembled. Die, frauds, die. I'm happy to see Bill Belichick leave. Yeah, honestly, Joel, this is a kind of a moment, because that whole franchise that had us lose one of our, what should have been, hang on, okay, there we go. What should have been the beginning of a dynasty for us, the Tuck rule destroyed. Troy Gill, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Watching me on YouTube. Bob, when will Mark Davis make decisions on the general manager and head coach? I want Antonio Pierce and Champ Kelly. Bob, honestly, all of Raider Nation's holding on for that. We do feel like this is a good combination because it's already together. We already saw it, just like my Mike Vrabel comment. We already saw what this player / become a coach / become a head coach can do. We've already seen it. He had his opportunity and he responded to a 0-scoring game and a 3-point, that's it, being beaten by a 3-point field goal. We scored 0 points, which hasn't happened in like a gajillion years with an NFL team. And what does he do the very next weekend? Puts up 60 plus. 60 plus. Okay. So to me, that's a reaction. Now, see, too many people look at it as, oh, look, but he was the head guy and got a 0 game. Okay. And then how did they respond to that? Kablam, 60 points. Okay. And it's not like we were just paying anyone. We were playing the Chargers. The Chargers have always had a good offense. I'm not going to say anything about their defense. Their defense is beaten up and it's not very good. The Chargers are at the point where they may disassemble and then just rebuild around that kid quarterback because he's legit and he's going to be around a while. So having said that, we beat them when they beat us earlier on in the season. So I think AP should be the guy, or if it's not, you go with Mike Vrabel for sure. If you have to lock Mike Vrabel up right away, then do it. You know what I mean? If it comes down to Antonio Pierce or Mike Vrabel, I don't care which one. I'll take both. Either or I would do both. Yeah, George Prieto. I actually have an autographed Charles Woodson jersey, and so I'm with you there. He's kind of see, but damn, I mean, there's so many Raider corners from the past, man. I mean, Lester Hayes and just all these guys that were just hard-hitting ball hawks. Would you like Pete Carroll as our head coach or the Titans getting AP? Yeah, if I'm Antonio Pierce, I take the Titans job. And I don't want to say anything that's not saying anything bad about my love for Raider Nation. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with just considering the business decision that Antonio Pierce is in. See, I would say to him, if the Titans job is being offered to you, you take it. Because if the Raiders job was being offered to you, it already would have been. But instead, they're letting you go out and do interviews. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to sign him, but it is kind of a clue that they're not going to sign him. I mean, why else wouldn't you just sign him then? You have him under your roof. You know who he is and what he's about. You've already signed contracts with him in the past. Why not just do it now then? Well, because I don't think they are going to. I really don't think they're going to. I think if you were going to do that, you would have done it by now. And instead, they didn't. And I hate that. You know what I mean? So as an analyst, I'm telling you, I doubt they're going to sign him. I want them to, but I just don't think Mark's going to do it. And when I say them, obviously I mean him, Antonio Pierce, and Champ Kelly. I think they're both going to go. Cody Palmer, what's up? Welcome to the show. Nice, Antoinette. Really? Okay. I might have to hit you up and maybe call you, maybe make a bid on that jersey. Is Adam getting traded? I heard a rumor and had to ask, bro. John, no problem. Welcome to the show as always. I was only kidding around about you asking. Come on, man. You can watch my show every day if you want. I don't care. I do have a lot of alternate fans, so to speak. I have Buffalo Bill fans that watch my show. They just sit back quietly. They don't want to argue with anyone. I have Bronco fans that watch my show, Patriot fans that watch my show. So it's no big deal. I consider it a compliment. Now, as far as that is, John, yes, we've all heard rumors about that. But the thing about it is, Antonio, Devontae Adams, in my opinion, doesn't want to go to New York. And you have to remember when he left the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, he did that because he wanted to. Remember, the Packers offered him more money than the Raiders did. I don't know how many of you know that. And he turned down more money to stay with the Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, to go to, I started to say Oakland, to Las Vegas and the Raiders. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, he can say all he wants about, it was because of Derek Carr. Well, he already showed that he'd take less money to play with someone he's good with. Okay, now AOC spent those last 2 games. I don't know if you noticed, but the last 2 games, he seemed to really be targeting Devontae Adams to show him, I can get the ball there. If you're open, I can get the ball there. Doesn't matter how deep you are. I can throw it that deep. I want to be your quarterback. I feel like AOC probably had that kind of conversation with him. I can't confirm it. I'm winking with my right eye. So you know what that means instead of my left. Okay. But anyway, long story short, I do think that Adams is going to stay. I think there's a chance he could be traded, but I don't think so. I have it higher percentage that he stays with us. Now, I'll give you just quick. Why is that? So I can get to the next question. Why is it? Do I believe that? Because the Jets aren't for real. They can act like they are, but they're not. They're not a player away. They're not a quarterback away. There's a lot more to it than that. And so when people say, oh, if the Jets got, Aaron Rodgers, they would take off. Well, we saw he took off in 4 plays. And then he took the season off. So, there's no way to know that he won't do that again. You know what I mean? And if you're Devontae Adams and you go there and you face that and he gets hurt again, we all know what the quarterback position is like in New York with the Jets beyond Aaron Rodgers. It's garbage. So there's no way he's going to want to be there. Whereas even if we draft another young guy like Jalen Daniels, you can still have AOC as the 1, Jalen Daniels somewhere at the 2 or the 3. I would probably put him at the 3. Let him be really raw. We get another backup that's a veteran. Let the veteran challenge AOC for the position for the 1. See what I'm saying? That's why so many people are asking about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, in my opinion, wouldn't mind fighting for the number 1 spot. And if he doesn't win it, then he sits. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to want to go anywhere where he doesn't at least have a chance to start. Great question. Thanks, Ryan Robert Bringhurst. What's up? I think Harbaugh is the move, but if they keep AP, then they need to get him a quarterback and an AOC and an offensive coordinator. Okay, Ryan Robert Bringhurst, great question. But here's the thing. I think the Harbaugh thing has already been out. For people who think Harbaugh's on the table, he's not. Harbaugh, in my opinion, was nothing more than negotiations. Now, could I be wrong tomorrow and everyone wakes up tomorrow and, Harbaugh's a coach? Of course I could. I could be wrong about this, but I don't think I am. I think Harbaugh used the NFL and the idea of going back to the NFL as a leverage move in negotiations. And then something happened at Michigan. He won big. And a lot of the guys that were on his team were A1 recruits. And so I feel like he won because of what he put around him. But see, that's what he does at the NFL level too. He's not like this brilliant coach strategist that comes up with stuff. He hires great people. He's very good at that. And then when they direct the team to a win, he goes, yeah. And he hugs the players and he beats on their pads and he hugs them and jumps up and down with them. And, he does all that stuff. And so as a rah-rah coach, which I'm not insulting, sometimes rah-rah coaches insult. Saying someone is a rah-rah coach more often than not is an insult. I feel like Pete Carroll is a rah-rah. Yeah, guys, let's go. He acts like you're back in high school, and he jumps up and down and pumps his fist, and then he gets in the locker room and he dances to rap music with all the guys. So they love him, but he does it a different way. He's a rah-rah coach. He's not a strategist. He hires good people. But we're being used for leverage by Harbaugh. I doubt he will get traded. Clickbait. No, it's not going to happen. You can't give away your best weapon when you try to get better. Goodell thought he was above everyone. Anna Diaz, not only did he think he was above everyone, but he thought that he could cherry pick some emails and throw those out there. Now, as far as those other emails, do I feel like more is going to come out with those other emails? Absolutely. Absolutely. There'll be other people from other teams that have reached in and said things, maybe things that are racial or maybe things that are, misogynistic toward women. Hey, we're meeting, we're having this coaches party. Come over. It's going to be a good time. Tommy, this means everyone's going to dance. We're going to all dance all night long. Mr. Raider Bear, do you think my Eagles will make it past Tampa Bay? I'm going to say no, Steeler Val, a.k.a. Tommy. I'm going to say no to that. I don't think so. They have to win that game. They have to win that game. If you can't beat Baker Mayfield, and I don't care what Baker Mayfield's been doing lately because I know he's been better. But if you can't beat Baker Mayfield, you shouldn't be in the playoffs. Tommy, Anna Diaz is hoping they beat him too. AP coach Jaden Daniels as a kid. Travis Kelce, now, although that does mean something, it's a very small mean something. You know what I mean? So what if they coached him when he was a little kid? Don't get me wrong. That means the relationship will be solid right when he joins the organization. But so what? I mean, it's going to be that way for a lot of guys, even people that didn't play for him. Now, having said that, does it benefit him from your angle, the way you're writing it? I would say yes. I would say yes, because it makes things casual between them almost immediately. I hope we do it right. AOC will sit down as a backup. You know what? Honestly, Joel, that would be smart, because even everyone in the league and all the fans would agree that that's not a bad thing. He's not regressing because you make him the official number 2 next year. It's just you brought in an established veteran. So if we bring in a guy like Russell Wilson and we bring him in on the cheap, we can still find out if he's got anything left. And then AOC, if game, week 3, week 4, let's say we know week 3, week 4 that Russell Wilson is washed up. Well, then we bench him and put AOC out there and say, okay, now it's really your chance to win the starter's position. Finish out our season on a winning note, get us into the playoffs, and it's your team. That's perfect. That's perfect. No one should ask him to do that in his rookie season. All of us knew, you watched the show, I said it all the time. He's going to lose games. He's going to have weird situations happen because he's a rookie. You know what I mean? You got to relax and let him do it. And once you see that he can do it or not do it, you make a decision. And we saw he can do the job. He definitely can do the job. He can make all the throws. The only thing that bothers people about AOC is that he can't run. Well, so what? There's a lot of quarterbacks that couldn't run, and they won multiple Super Bowls. Caleb Williams is untouchable for us, but the guy I want. Yeah, it would be impossible to get the number 1. You'd have to give up so much to get him. I just don't think it's wise, because when you sell out for a quarterback is when you're the Jets. The Jets right now have a defense. They have a decent, running back, wide receiver, tight end. They're pretty decent. They're just missing a quarterback. Now, if you're a team like the Jets, then you move up and you do that. Because remember, when I said they had nothing, I'm saying they have nothing with Aaron Rodgers. But if they get a young quarterback out of the league, out of the NCAA, and that guy can come in and take the job, they'll fly immediately. Now, I pray we keep AP. All of our Super Bowl wins was due to backup coaches. Why change the formula? Great profile picture, brother. Welcome to the show. And Gustavo, I kind of agree with you. I do. I've said I like Mike Vrabel, but I like Mike Vrabel for the same reason I like AP. He's a former player. He'll be more passionate. Former players, the passion is there. You don't have to put it in. You know what I mean? A guy with Bill Belichick that's sitting there all the time going, okay, we're going to run 27 scat right blue on 34. And if you don't do it right, I'll bore you to death and then bench you and then send you home. Okay. All right. On 2, break. Let's not do that. You know what I mean? Hey, Bear, still adjusting to the new time slot. Hey, Tanamoku, appreciate you. This isn't a new time slot. I've still coming on at 8. It's just the daylight savings thing in whatever state you're in, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking about moving my show up an hour earlier and starting at my time, 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. But I'll keep you posted. Gustavo. Nah, the Patriots way will ever be. Yeah, I don't want Bill Belichick. I don't think anyone really wants Bill Belichick. I've often said I think he's the most overrated coach ever. They say he's the best ever because he rode the coattails of Tom Brady. And I don't mind saying that. He's a part owner for us now. So, I could say Tom Brady without getting vomit reflex like I have in the past. But I think that show's already we've seen it. You know what I mean? Remember when Tom left them? It's only been a couple of years now, but when he left them, we as fans said, okay, well, what was the dynasty created by? Was it all the quarterback? Was it the owner? Or was it the offensive coordinator? That was really the dynasty that won all those Super Bowls, however many they won. Okay, now when you look back, the head coach, we've had a chance to see him now for a couple of years with a rookie quarterback trying to groom him, and it's been nothing but distractions and chaos, and they're not winning. They shift back and forth between these two kids at quarterback. It's almost embarrassing how many times they went, no, I think it's this guy. No, wait a minute, I think it's this guy. Oh, wait a minute, he's starting to struggle. I think it's this guy, but wait a minute, doggone it, it's that guy. That's ridiculous. You can't do that to young quarterbacks, man. But there was Bill Belichick, Mr. Experience, right there doing it. So I couldn't believe that. And so the Patriots are long to have a terrible, terrible few seasons moving forward. And so we know, obviously, the dynasty was not created by Bill Belichick. Okay, now the offensive coordinator, okay, Josh McDaniels. Do I really need to explain? I mean, we just experienced it firsthand. The guy can't coach. And not only can he not coach, he can't even coach offense. Not a head coach. Not a head coach. He doesn't really even coach offense. That was Tom running his plays and beating the hell out of other teams. You know what I mean? But had he not had that quarterback, his offense would not have helped whoever's quarterback it was. We know this because he tried it in Denver and failed, and he tried it with us and failed. And he had the equivalent of absolute power. The player we should pick with the 13th pick, we should draft Jerza Newton, defensive tackle out of Illinois. He won the Collegiate Defensive Player of the Year, and I believe he can be the next Aaron Donald. He's a bad man. He didn't add the extra A's in the word bad, but I had to because that's how you do it. He's a bad man. Now, Marcus Atchison, I like that, and I don't. I don't know that I would have him as my number one pick. I might trade down in the first round and then pluck that guy. I would have to say that he probably would be available, not for sure, but probably. Illinois is a good school, but it's not, Duke. It's not USC. It's not Harvard, these other places. So do I think he would still be available in the first if we move down to, say, 22nd? Yeah, I think he'd still be available if we drop to 22, get someone else's first round pick and a couple 2s and 3s. Because we have to be honest, guys. No matter how much we love our Raider team right now and how much they did finish that end of the season really on a high note for all of us, there still were some bumpy roads within those 4 or 5 games. And that to me says you got to get Max more help. You got to get more help at defensive cornerback, excuse me. And we need more depth at quarterback. AOC needs a veteran and another kid coming out behind him to try to win that job and let him in camp fight to keep the starter's position. Because I don't care. If he's in camp and he outplays Russell Wilson, then let him sit. You know what I mean? It would be his fault if he didn't win the starter's position right away. I thought the Patriots were picking up as a head coach. I thought I saw that. I could be wrong. Yeah, they're going to fire Belichick anytime now if they haven't already. Stephen Lee, no thanks enough Patriots. Max wants AP, right? Tell it to him. George, Chomp Kelly got offered the position with the New York Giants. Yes, but he hasn't accepted it yet. Doc Raider, I'm not necessarily opposed to Mike Vrabel, but I'm not sure how supportive I am. How well did he draft? Granted, I know we have no idea how AP will draft, but he already has the locker room. Well, I would say to you, Doc Raider, and that's a great question. I appreciate that. Mike Vrabel proved that he could win with nothing. Do you see what I mean? Because we saw Henry get hurt and would miss, a certain amount of time in our season, and he'd find a way to win. You know what I mean? Sometimes it was keeping it a low-scoring game and winning with defense. Other times he found offense when he needed it. With a guy at quarterback that's a converted wide receiver. I mean, I can't say, I'm sorry. I can't say enough about Mike Vrabel. I think he is what AP could be, but with AP, to me, it's more of a gamble than it would be with Mike Vrabel. I'm just giving you logic. And obviously, you have to admire my courage because all of Raider Nation is in with AP, and I'm saying, you know what I mean? Someone has to be objective for Raider Nation, and it's this guy. Not saying I don't want him, just be objective. Josh McWhack getting interviewed for the Titans job. Yeah, Gustavo, I think that's just doing their due diligence. I don't think he's going to win that. And if he does, he'll do just as badly there as he did with us. We did beat the Chiefs. George Prieto, they had an interview today with the girl from Denver for a GM position. Okay, right on. Fied Galvan, sup, Bear, you in MD's position. What would you do with quarterback position? Who and why? What's your first and second option as well? Okay, so I I like the idea of bringing in Russell Wilson as a veteran. I like the idea of putting AOC as a, right on his back, number 2. And then I think the Jalen Daniels thing would be something to go aggressively with that 13th pick instead of going with a defensive tackle, that kind of thing. I think you can find quality defensive players in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now, when you get into the 7th round, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? But we can't forget scraping the bottom of the barrel for the Niners has them on the verge of winning a Super Bowl. That kid can play, man. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say that because we've all seen it. The guy leads the league quarterback wise in almost every statistic that actually matters. And they got him in the 7th round. So, okay, let's see. We need to interview 2 minority candidates first, don't we, before signing anyone? Sometimes the NFL will let you get away with that if you're already signing a minority. So the fact that they haven't looked past that and he hasn't already signed for AP means that guys like Mike Vrabel, so on, still have a chance. Now, my hot pick at head coach was Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions. How about that, guys? I finally remember the guy's name. There it is, Ben Johnson. It's like one of the most vanilla names ever. There's no reason for me to not be able to remember that name, but I just have so many names going through my head all the time from all this football study and so on. It sometimes makes me spit out the wrong name. But yeah, Ben Johnson, he's a hot pick for us. I pray Aiden O'Connell don't start for us again. Please, no. Well, Ryan, I've heard some people feel that way, and I got to be honest with you. You saw mistakes from him. You saw, blown throws and things like that. He's a baby. You know what I mean? I just can't express enough. You have to give the guy time. You know what I mean? And by giving him time, I mean, let him have challenges. Bring in a veteran to challenge him. Bring in another new guy in Jalen Daniels. I don't have a problem with that because if you bring in Jalen Daniels and he has a veteran in front of him, let's say AOC wins camp, okay, and Russell Wilson's the 2 with AOC on a short leash to put in Russell Wilson, and you have Jalen Daniels at the 3. Now Jalen Daniels can legitimately be benched for a season or 2. And then at that time, AOC will be almost 4 years into his contract and we'll know what he is. And we can release him or let him be the starter. Russell Wilson, release him, make Jalen Daniels the number 2 at that point, and he's right on the heels of AOC. That way he comes in experienced. Do you see what I mean? As far as Jalen Daniels, let him experience the NFL. Let him see the level it is. Let him feel the speed and so on in the preseason. But have the idea of protecting him. Let him build up his body a little bit more. He's already a physical specimen, but let him get a little bit more, heat on that body and then release him to the Lions to destroy everyone in season 3. That's what I'd like to see. Mr. Bear. It's Val here. Do you think my Steelers can at least be competitive against the Bills? Steeler Val, the one thing about the Steelers, I'll say, is that they are a trap team. Every time any team is on the schedule for the Steelers, you got to watch yourself because the Steelers to me are kind of a wild card team. They don't have a very good team right now, but at any moment, they'll raise up and play better than their normal level for that coach. I'll give that coach that credit. I won't give him any other credit because I don't like your coach at all. I think he's Bush League, and I think he does Bush League stuff. But for whatever reason, he gets that locker room up, and they follow him out there, man, and they give him his best every game. I would argue that the only reason why you had a winning season this year and you're getting ready to go into the playoffs is because the players were playing to save their coach because he's been on the hot seat all year. You know what I mean? And yet, they played well for him. I say Harbaugh because if he goes back to the NFL, I don't want anyone else to get him but the Raiders. Ryan, I don't like him at all. I'm just not a Harbaugh guy. So and by the way, I'm convinced after reading this morning's news clippings all over the league, and I read at least 3 or 4, he's using us for leverage. It's not that he wouldn't accept the deal with the Raiders. I just don't think we offered it. any sort of communication they can have with him has to wait until we honor the Rooney Rule, and there's just all sorts of things in place. Some of those other teams are already ready to interview a Harbaugh, so Harbaugh's probably going to take interviews from other teams before he gets to us anyway. Yeah, Jesse, I tell you, I just want to win too. To paraphrase Big Al, Roger Goodell must go down, and he must go down hard. Oh, I love that. Steven Shaw, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. The Cheeseheads will beat the Cow Mitches. I like that, Cow Mitches. I don't think so, bro. I hate to say that, but Dallas to me is a paper tiger. I think that the Green Bay Packers are growing. I think they're growing around that quarterback, and that quarterback Love is getting some serious confidence now. Miss Anna, I grabbed Uncle Jim's phone. Laugh out loud. He's very busy. Josh Ybarra, what's up? Welcome to the show. Just checking in with the R8RBEAR. Respect, fam. Respect right back, brother. Loving that family photo there. Looking good. Okay, Devontae Mays, what's going on, Bear? What is the news on AP? I want him back with the Raiders and put folks in the KC. They go going loose to the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins can beat KC, but I think that's because the Kansas City Chiefs don't play defense like they used to. And Chris Jones is going to be the hot free agent. That's probably who we're going to go after. We have $52.4 million in cap space. And they're going to want someone that can free up Max more. I think that's an objective that has to happen. Russell Wilson is not a Raider. Well, he isn't, but, he may be. You can't say that about play. When it comes to the Raiders, we're always the ones that pick up cast-offs. And I just think that he is a cast-off. But as much as I think he may be washed, I still think that deep ball is there. And he just has more experience in AOC. And just like with Garoppolo, with Russell Wilson, we can bring him in, have a look at him, put him on the field, let him take plays, let AOC grow with him. But at any moment, we could pull him and just say, we've had enough of this. And Russell Wilson will accept that because he knows what the league's business is now. He just got dealt with it and through the washer and dryer with Denver. Mr. R8RBEAR, I hope you don't move your show up and earlier. I won't be able to watch because of my schoolwork. Oh, Tommy, I'm sorry about that. We'll see. I can't do it for just one person. You know what I mean? I love you, but maybe I'll do 7 and 8. I don't know. We'll see. Brady would love to get Vrabel here. Yeah, there is a connection there. And so Bill Cox, I'm with you. But at the same time, I think you have to give AOC his, I think you have to get AP his opportunity. That could work out to your Rooney Rule protections, and then you could hire Mike Vrabel. And, I'm sorry, guys. I love Antonio, but I like sure thing. And to me, sure thing is Vrabel. Vrabel's already proven that he can win with a mess. He can win when his best players are hurt. He can win with backup quarterbacks. He's already been showing it. You know what I mean? He can win with an old school run first offense. You know what I mean? And get his team in the playoffs. I don't think that can be ignored. Miguel Garcia, the new code for the Raiders, it is me. He is me. I like that. The next new coach for the Raiders is me. Yeah. Bang. Marcus, if you don't get him a 13, we're not getting him. Might not make it to 13. I don't know if he'll make it to 13. I have to agree with you there. There's a chance he doesn't make it to 13. Let me look. I'm looking for my list right now of, okay, there we go. Who picks where and what? I have already argued that I think the Raiders could move up to number 8 because the Atlanta Falcons pick at 8. And when you look at the Falcons, they're a team, that's rebuilding, but instead of only 4 to 6 wins, they won 7 games. So see, they're going to feel like they're already close since they won 7 games. I thought it was pretty aggressive to fire the Atlanta Falcons coach when he won 7 games. I mean, that's not good, but it's close to being pretty darn good. You know what I mean? You flip 3 games, you have a totally different outlook on that team. And, just 3 games. I mean, think about that. We played 17 games. You only had to flip 3 and he would have been, damn near a playoff coach, if not a playoff coach. So I just think that matters. To me, that matters. Okay, here we go. We lost the O-line coach to the Giants. I wouldn't say we were that impressed with the offensive line coach. Not to mention, offensive and defensive line coaches are a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. So I don't think that him leaving us is a big deal, because when coaches leave for other things, it's because they could get more money. You know what I mean? I don't know if that hurts us that much. We had a good offensive line coach, but I think we'll be able to get better. AP or Frank Smith for the head coach. Okay. I can't say this often enough. My fantasy dream is that Bill Belichick goes to the Chargers and brings McIdiot with him so we can play against him twice a season. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see that too, on an even playing field without Tommy Boy being involved. I'd like to see that too. I don't give a rat's. You know what? Brady would love it. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Aaron Farrell, Armando Medrano. Great profile picture, brother. She's pretty. Okay, let's see. Jim Vanderlyn, I want the Dolphins to beat the Chiefs, but I don't think they will. They're a little banged up. Plus, they are a warm weather team, and our red is going to be like -3 at kickoff. Yeah. You might have something there, Jim. As far as gambling analysis, you may have something there. I don't see DA going to the Jets. Just for thoughts, what would you think of Rodgers coming here, and what would it take if he is good to go health-wise? I also heard Cousins talked defense about. Just your thoughts if options get some. Okay, so that's a lot. So let me take the Rodgers thing first. No. No. Not as a player, not if he's healthy, not if he's a newborn baby in his heart. Pass. That just pass. His stake follows him everywhere he goes. And I just don't like that. And just no thank you. No go on Aaron Rodgers. I would sooner take a Russell Wilson washed than take Aaron Rodgers. I have integrity, and I don't want him staining that. No thanks. Jim Harbaugh won wherever he has been. AP, although I like him, he just ain't experienced enough. AOC is a backup at best. And how about keep Champ and AC and hire Eric Bieniemy as our offensive coordinator? Okay, I can't have a problem with that. I like that. That's good logic. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you that woman that needs no introduction, but has one of the best in the business. That red-headed lady of rage. Woo! The Mama Bear! Raiders! That's what I wanted to hear. No, that was good. That was good. I see you brought the babies in.
I did. How can I avoid them? They're literally on my feet. Hi, Troy.
Yeah, there was a lot of Mama Bear love to start the show.
Hi, Steven. Oh, that was nice.
Bear, did you know the Raiders finished first in the fewest penalties? That's amazing, and had none in the last 2 games. Not only is it amazing, I think it's a first. I mean, for like a long time, where the Raiders led the league in least amount of penalties. This is a absolute first for us. Okay. I had the cage out and everything. Yeah, there it is. Steeler Val said hi, and Tommy said hi. Troy Gill said hi. Keep waving. I got a few more names. Stephen Shaw.
Hi, Michael.
Anna Diaz Rincon.
Hi, Anna.
Jesse Parker. Oh, Michael Purifoy.
I said hi, Michael.
He's one of your favorites.
Yes.
Ryan saying hello.
Hi, Ryan.
He actually didn't say hello to you. Travis Kelly.
Bye, Ryan. Just kidding.
Travis didn't either. He's asking me another question. All right, here we go.
I'm making tacos.
Nice. I'm picking the Dolphins because their running game is more explosive, and because of the weather, the best running game will win. Marcus, actually, that's a great point, and honestly, I agree with that. The Dolphins have been struggling to run the ball. They don't really have a premier running back, so yeah, I kind of agree with that. AP, not as scary as AC, sorry. Okay. 6th in the league in defense. Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing thing to say. The Raiders were 6th in the league in defense. I think it was that last stretch of 4 or 5 games that did it. I don't know that represents exactly what our defense is. but I hope that it does, and I hope we get that much better than that myself. George Prieto said hi.
Hi, George.
He actually did. Oh wait, Travis Kelly wants to correct the the record. He has said hello on Mama Bear.
I know. Hi, Travis. I won't hold it against you. Thank you for correcting the record.
The fins will be cold tuna in KC. Well, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I feel like the Dolphins have a chance, even though your comment is absolutely correct. They don't play as well in cold water, cold weather, cold water. This whole Dolphin thing is going too far. They breathe well in full water though. But I think the Dolphins will win only because they're being called soft by everyone in the league. Let's be honest. And it's because of their record against good teams. So if they can go into Kansas City and get a win and eliminate the Chiefs, that's a big deal. And we all have to vote and root for whoever's playing the Chiefs because we want them out of the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is in Las Vegas this year.
That would be the ultimate. Oh, that would just be the ultimate just knife to the heart. If the Queefs were to win a Super Bowl ring in our stadium before we have.
Raiders! And I did that because Mama Bear, being more than just beautiful, is 1000% correct. We cannot, we shall not, won't not, making that one up, but we cannot let a team like the Chiefs come into our stadium, and we would have to accept that the first Super Bowl ever won in our brand new Las Vegas stadium would go to those guys.
That would be the ultimate just crusher.
So first, whichever locker room they're in, you turn off the hot water. Let them go out to a nice cold game.
In, you make sure they get food poisoning.
Right? F the Chiefs. Extra back rubs for the Dolphins.
Put Ben Gay all over the toilet.
Seriously. I'm not quite sure who's going to be the general manager, Troy Gill, because they're just starting interviews. But I can tell you that the Raiders are excited with Champ Kelly because Champ Kelly had a good interview from what I'm told. He's already in the mix. Now they're just talking to other people to do their due diligence. But I'm hoping at coach, and I hate to say it, but Mike Vrabel, to me, I think he's a little bit more adjusted to being a head coach than AP is at the moment. And I like the idea of that. Sebastian Soto De Leon, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. He says Tua will get hurt in that cold game. I don't know how many of you heard me say it, but I'm going to say it until I turn blue in the face. And I don't care what that guy's done thus far. I don't. Okay. He had an okay rookie season. He's had a much better second, half to his career. But now we're going into year 3. I feel like that 65-year-old hip of his is going to break again. It's just not normal for a guy to get a broken hip in a football game where he's not even hit hard. They didn't even hit him hard. They just tackled him and his hip went. That's not normal. That's the kind of stuff that happens in car accidents. So he's shown himself to be brittle. And now after that surgery, I just don't believe he's going to hold up. What's up, Bear? Been missing the show. John J. Davis. Well, you know what? Jonah J. Davis. See, Jonah, I've forgotten how to say your name properly. You've been gone so long. What is up with that? You're supposed to be watching your boy. You got to check me out on YouTube too now, Jonah. I'm on YouTube, Jonah. You got to check me out. Did I say I'm on YouTube? I am on YouTube. You guys got to check me out. Yeah, the Dirty Chiefs have to lose. Yeah, Tommy, we need them to go down. Stephen Marchant said hi, Mama Bear.
Hi, Stephen.
The Packers will beat the Cowgirls because the Cowboys are an accident waiting to happen. Mama Bear, how many mornings do I wake up and laugh at the Cowboys? Every morning. Okay, because they are that team that never lets you down when it comes to losing. They can look like the best team in football and then go wah, 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 and lose. Special effects by R8RBEAR Bear. But Bear and Mama Bear, I'd love for the Chiefs to make it all the way to the AFC Championship and then lose.
I like the way you think.
Come within one game of the Super Bowl and then quick than that. Got to be quick. I want to catch that tuna. That was Travis Kelly.
Good comment, Travis.
Yeah, Armando Medrano said anyone but the Chiefs. # anyone. We get some zingers tonight. Everybody gets motivated to be more funny right when Mama Bear comes in. Mama Bear seconds that comment. Marcus Cruz said, how do you think the home team at the Super Bowl is going to feel when they see the big Raiders logo on the floor and on the locker room floor? I don't want to see it at all. Should be us. I hate that we're out. Kim Calhoun, hey, Bear, and hi, Mama Bear.
Hi, Kim.
Let's see. Work schedule change, Jonah Davis. That's why he's been missing me. Okay. Well, Jonah, that's okay. I forgive you on that one. Mark Vargas said, Bear and Mama Bear.
Hi, Mark.
I know we'll probably be okay at coach no matter what this team. What I personally worry about is losing Champ Kelly. You saw his impact immediately. Champ Kelly is, I think, more likely to be the GM than AP is liable to be the head coach. And I hate saying that, but because I like AP and Champ Kelly, and everything's right there. You can just hit the ground running. So if I'm the Raiders and I'm Mark Davis, I do my due diligence and I interview, I interview head coaches, I interview general managers, and then I sit and stand on what I drew from the dealer. Whoa, little Vegas representation there in that comment. I can't top that. Alexa, resume. Oh, what? That's right, girl. She even recognizes when I roll them arms, girl. You're lucky Alexa doesn't have a body or you'd be in trouble. Hooray! I love you, Bob Bear. You make it worthwhile. No, Marcus Cruz, I have not heard anything about Devontae wanting to be a Jet. Not a thing. Alexa, start this song from the beginning. Swame Bear right there. And remember, before I sign out, consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. It's just $5. You can cancel at any time. That's on Facebook. On YouTube, I have no cost for you to be a subscriber on YouTube. It's free. My YouTube is free. So if you don't watch me on YouTube and subscribe on YouTube where it's free, you're just saying you don't like Mama Bear. And that's not nice. Mama Bear is nice. They got it. Well, Mama Bear, they should be checking themselves to subscribe to Mama Bear Live on YouTube. If they're not getting with us on YouTube, then, nah, man. Raiders! Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Late Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Boy Scouts, and Girl Scouts for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. Mama Bear, get ready to give them your best whoop whoop you've ever done. I want you to reach down for that whoop whoop. Raiders! Oh, she went into full shriek.